Welcome to the TV Tuners Podcast. I'm your host, Dark Swanson. Today's episode begins with a tale so chilling it will send shivers down your spine. Picture this, an artisan pizza, a culinary masterpiece topped with the rarest of ingredients. Imagine thinly sliced prosciutto, sun-dried tomatoes bursting with flavor, a drizzle of truffle oil, and a sprinkle of exotic cheeses, all resting on a perfectly charred crust. It was a pizza that spoke to the very soul. But then, in a tragic twist of fate, this delectable creation was devoured, not by its rightful owner, but by my co-hosts, Kiorein and Stairmaster. This heinous act was the catalyst for my transformation into Dark Swanson. Now, with the airwaves as my domain, I embark on a mission to rehabilitate my co-hosts through the power of this podcast. Join us as we navigate the world of television with a side of redemption and culinary justice. Stay tuned. This is the TV Tuners Podcast. Hello there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and not a baby, a full-grown man with a binky, Stairmaster.
Hello.
This is supposed to happen later in the show, but I guess this is just better than...
It's supposed to hype. Yeah, it's supposed to be a hype thing. That the baby became a sexy bisojo.
Yeah, instead we're
not going to cast a baby in our live action show.
Yeah, or we're not going to do like weird effects fuckery. Like, yeah, they're not going to like put his face on like a baby.
They should have.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
With us, as always, of course, our other co-host and guy who's getting infected by a demon bug, Kiorein.
Man, I'm bullied, and this is such a typical Japanese high school experience.
I hope nobody turns you into a huge monster that I have to kill.
Oh, it's definitely happening.
Oh, no.
I hope nobody tries to manipulate you into a toxic relationship ultimately so they can use you as a weapon against me. That would suck.
Yeah, that would be really awful.
That'd be bad for everybody, I think.
Good thing that this is not a real trope and that never happens.
Yeah, no. I think, I mean, have you ever seen it happen in a show?
No.
Yeah, so not real.
Anyways.
Welcome to another exciting edition of TV Tuners. We're back. We're ready to tackle the year of 2024 by doing a show that came out last year. As is our, sort of our tradition at this point. We didn't do it last year because we were doing bonus episodes, but now we're back on track here, I think.
Has a show come out this year?
No.
Let me check my notes. Multiple, it seems.
I don't believe you. Oh,
well, interesting. We were talking about at least 2 that came out. And hey, listen, later in the show, we're going to be talking about one that's going to be coming out. So stay tuned for that.
That's crazy.
As always, of course, if you're listening to the show, you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, Well, why not send them to our email address, and we can read them aloud on the podcast? That's right, folks. All you got to do is send it to tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email address, Kiorein?
TV Thunder Podcast@gmail.org.
That's right. You could be like Trucker Hat.
What?
Who sent us this question? A question about Dadcore television show. Dear TV Tuners, on the Discord server there was a discussion about Dadcore television shows and some questions as to what was the first Dadcore show. Using your expertise in television, is it possible for you to shine a light on what shows could be considered Dadcore? Thank you for the great podcast and your time. That's a very delightful email. And I feel like this is a question that could take up some time on the pod, so let's get into it.
There's got to be like a central guy.
Yeah. Well, I feel like what we need to do first is what we think Dadcore is. I have an idea, but I want to hear what you guys think Dadcore means.
Dadcore is something that your dad would watch.
Yeah,
But
I would
why?
agree.
Why do dads watch this?
Because they're in the target demographic.
I think here's my sort of, this is what counts as a Dadcore show. If I walk into my parents' house and my dad is on the couch watching it alone, it's a Dadcore show. But also, he's not just watching it alone, he is like engaged with the show. He's not on his phone, he's not looking at the dog. He's looking at the show, he's paying attention.
Okay, that's one aspect, but I think there's a strong additional aspect that it has a main character who is a man, and that's a big part of his character is that he's a masculine man.
I think there's like a power fantasy involved in Dadcore programming, like it's a grumpy guy. Like,
yes.
Arguably Fist of the North Star is Dadcore.
True, but I feel like most dads would not be watching it.
My dad liked the movie. He thought it was badass.
Oh, I guess, yeah, like a live-action version, yeah.
No, the actual movie.
Oh, like the animated movie?
Yeah, well, I would not show him the live action.
Your dad would be into it, but I don't know if it's Dadcore.
Well, the problem with it is that it's anime, and that you can't be Dadcore and it's anime. There's too many dads out there who are like, "What's this crap?"
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I don't know. What about Japanese dads?
I'm sure they love it, but this is a different thing.
Or Italian dads.
No, Italian dads want to watch like
Fist of the North Star was huge in Italy. It's like one of the top-rated TV programs.
This is getting way out of my wheelhouse right now.
It reminded them.
But Keel, you're Italian too.
Yeah, but I've never been to Italy.
Or Dad.
Or I've seen Fist of the North Star.
So I was part of this discussion on our Discord server, the TV Tuners Discord, joining today. And one of the ones that was brought up as like an early example of Dadcore is Magnum P.I., like the original, which I feel like that's sort of like the quintessential Dadcore show for me, if we're going as far back as we can think of. Because you figure there's a masculine guy with a big bushy mustache. He's solving crimes.
And he's a little bit estranged from society.
Yes.
Like most dads are.
So this all started because they're referred to Reacher as a Dadcore program, and it is.
But ironically, my mom did like the books, though she didn't watch the program.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a difference between what, maybe the show is more clearly Dadcore entertainment. Although, I've heard there's a large female audience for Reacher.
I wonder why.
I don't think that Dadcore necessarily means that it's going to repel moms. It's not like the opposite of momcore.
You're right.
It's just got its own zone out there.
And I feel like not all this was another point that was brought up beautifully, which is that not all Dadcore programming is like cop shows.
Yeah, there's also Westerns if your dad is old enough. My dad got Have Gun Will Travel on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, Christmas. That's a Dadcore show. That's like the ultimate Dadcore show right there. I feel like Married with Children, that's a Dadcore show. That would also repel moms away, probably. Like, there's nothing that's been more targeted towards dads than that show.
It's weird to think of a sitcom as a dadcore show, though.
It is, though. Like, I don't think there's many other sitcoms that fit, but that's, I
guess Home Improvement is more dadcore, though.
That's what I was actually thinking of. Is that a dadcore show, or is the show within it a dadcore show, and we're just...
I've got a controversial question that I'm not sold on either way. Is Breaking Bad a dadcore show?
Ooh. Definitely more than Better Call Saul, I would say.
No, I feel like too many young people see themselves in Walt for it to be specifically dadcore.
Yeah, I mean, dads definitely enjoy the show. But I feel like it's not a...
But Walter
it's strictly...
not a... Yeah, Walter's an anti-hero. Like hardcore.
He's not... I guess he's not masculine enough for it to be dadcore.
He's very
effeminate.
It's
true. He tries very hard, but he fails at almost every aspect of being masculine.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I come back to that scene of him, like, yelping and being all miserable and pathetic.
Is The Shield a dadcore show?
No. I feel like it's a crypto dadcore. I feel like there's, like, a reactionary twinge to dadcore TV shows. And I'm not sure The Shield counts, since Vic Mackey is clearly bad and suffers consequences for his actions.
True, dads probably don't, yeah. It doesn't really work. Oh, I've got a good dadcore show right here that's sort of in this vein. Justified. That's
that?
A dadcore show.
Never heard of it.
Is Justified a dadcore show? I thought...
I mean, it's not strictly a dadcore show, I guess. Like, it's good. Not all dadcore shows are bad, I don't think. Clearly,
I feel like
what was that show we watched?
True Detective Season 1 might be crypto dadcore. Almost dadcore.
Yeah.
What was the show we watched where they had Sylvester Stallone? He was like doing crime stuff.
Tulsa King? That's dadcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom liked that, so I think that's just boomercore.
That's true. There's it's hard to, like...
I think the Mafia has, like cross strata appeal.
Yeah.
Very wide-based.
I think that if you take the mom core diagram and the dad core diagram and make a Venn diagram out of it, the intersection is boomer core, right?
Yeah, you get... Well, I was going to say Mafia stuff.
Yeah. So I guess to answer this question... what is the first dadcore show? Is it? I think Stare already answered it. I feel like it might be Have Gun Will Travel.
That's the oldest one we could think of.
Yeah, like I'm sure Gunsmoke is older, but like that's not dadcore. It's too many cowboys in that. Have Gun Will Travel is just one cowboy. He's going around. He's doing stuff.
It's got to be aspirational. That's a key component.
Yes. So there you have it. Go get yourself a DVD box set of Have Gun Will Travel. You might be able to find it on like Tubi TV or something.
Or Fists of the North Star.
I mean, there's something about both of them. There's an elements to both of them that are the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they both involve a strong warrior who travels around and helps people.
Mm-hmm.
One uses fists, one uses guns.
And they also don't have they also aren't tied down by a woman.
Right. Something to think about. So there you have it. I hope we answered your question, Trucker Hat. And we can answer your question. Just remember, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com is where you send in your questions.
We really appreciate it.
If you have any corrections, if you think there's an older show that we missed that is dadcore certified, hey, why not let us know? All right. Now, with all that out of the way, here's the important question that everyone's been waiting to hear. What did you guys watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting?
Yes.
Something you want to talk about?
Yes. Can I go? Please?
No.
Oh, okay. Keo?
No.
Yeah, Keo didn't do anything today. He sat in an empty room and just sort of stared at the walls.
He walked his dog. his dog Trombone.
So what did you watch there? Anything?
I watched Hard Boil with Chow Yun-Fat and Tony Chung.
Oh, How I Like My Eggs.
Yes.
How was it?
Oh, those are... It's a tour de force, visually speaking, but they rewrote the script like 3 times. So Tony Chung's character went from being like a cool triad assassin to being a guy torn between his loyalties to being like a tormented undercover cop. And that kind of muddles his arc. So it doesn't hit as hard as like The Killer does, emotionally speaking. Directed by John Woo, not the David Fincher one.
Right.
The better one.
Probably correct, yeah.
That's great.
So,
that's fucking single take shootout they do is amazing. Still holds up.
Remember, it's a nice reminder that John Woo used to make good movies.
There's also a great sequence where Chow Yun-Fat just grapples in like he's Batman or the Punisher and just blows people up with exploding shotgun shells.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a solid tune-in.
Okay. Anything else?
I watched One Shot, starring Scott Adkins.
And he has one shot?
No, the movie is One Shot. Allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Seemingly. Yeah,
I'm going to guess that it's not actually one shot.
They
started filming and how it went, it just went. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're like, just keep it rolling, just don't stop at any moment.
Let's just film this British guy and see what happens. And what happens is he got on a helicopter with a bunch of Navy SEALs to go pick up this terrorist. But then a bunch of mercenaries storm the prison island that he's on, and they have to fight to survive.
How does a movie that just is something that just happened?
I mean...
And it's crazy like that. Like it's like an army guy going and doing something crazy.
And someone just filmed it.
Isn't that just like Cloverfield? I guess they're having a party
that happened in real life.
Attacks. Oh.
Unless you're saying that the government has covered up the attacks.
I feel like that's a Zapruder film. Kyo.
Oh, yeah, true. The Zapruder film is sort of...
That's not a tight 90 minutes with...
You're right. You're right.
I want a 90-minute film with a beginning.
Oh, you're saying you don't want any of these short films like that experimental film, the Zapruder film.
No, that was a lazy little movie, grainy.
Oh, I hear
terrible.
I hear the CIA's got their own cut, but they won't show it to the public.
Yeah, the director's cut. They've got right of final edit on that film.
So yeah,
I heard that Assassination took like 3 takes before they got it right.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more. Who knows? So yeah, he kills people. Single take style.
Okay. Sounds cool.
It's like bow, 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 bow. Bow.
No cuts.
No cuts.
So it's good?
Allegedly. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
The politics are a bit dadcore, I guess.
Oh, there we go again.
Yeah. Since it is about the whole thing is set in motion by a Middle Eastern plot to nuke Washington, D.C.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's just like a random country.
Yeah. They do not say what country.
Over there, Stan.
They do not say what group is doing it. They just... The bad guy's a French Algerian mercenary who's doing it for the money.
It's for the money.
Yeah. But he does get one of his henchmen to suicide bomb the good guys by appealing to religion.
Well, you hate to see it.
Yeah, you hate to see it. And since
that's a shady move.
And since it's single take, the camera just follows him around as they're like psyching him up. to do it.
That's a tune in.
Is it? Okay. Tune in from Swanson on One Shot, starring Scott Adkins. Produced by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. What?
Are those the guys that did Sound of Freedom?
Maybe. I'd have to...
Maybe I don't think that's true. I think I might just be.
Well, Letterboxd doesn't have them listed, but it's by Signature Films. I don't see Sound of Freedom on here, luckily.
Oh, good.
It's mostly just a bunch of.
It would be weird. It would be funny to think of the actual book series, Chicken Soup for the Soul, making like movies that have nothing to do with anything that they talked about.
That have people being stabbed to death.
Yeah. Those like weird like Christian story books.
Where the protagonist is doing the MGS3 CQC stance.
Anyway, anything else?
Oh, I saw Project Wolf Hunting.
They're hunting wolves?
No, what? There's a guy codenamed Wolf who's like a human super soldier experimentation who has his eyes like sewn shut because of a lobotomy. Anyways, so like it's a South Korean horror film, action horror film, where this ship is taking a bunch of prisoners back to Korea. But also, the Shady Genetics Corporation is transferring one of its test subjects in the basement cargo hold, and he gets free, and just starts punching people to death in single blows.
Ooh, I would hate to be punched to death.
Yeah, he's like, and every time he's walking, it's just like thump, thump, thump.
I don't know about you guys.
I wouldn't mind getting one punched.
Oh yeah, that would be fine. I feel like multiple punches to death would be the problem.
No. He's like punching holes in people.
That would probably be fine. I wouldn't really know what would happen to me.
Like, at one point, he cuts a guy's legs off with a knife. Like, just cuts like straight through the knees.
That's no good. But if you punch a hole in, like, the center of me, that's fine.
I'd just be impressed before I died.
He crushes a woman's throat. The problem is, it's a slasher film, but the victims aren't really likable enough.
Ooh, yeah.
Because half of them are hardened criminals. Like one of the first guys who gets killed, you do see him murder a police officer and then piss on his corpse.
Well, you had me in the first half.
And then it turns into Resident Evil at the end, where a shady fixer for the corporation helicopters over the boat. And he has a kung fu fight with the monster and the twink.
Oh, they have their own Wesker?
Yeah. Well, he's just a middle-aged Korean man.
I like the idea of this ending changing in tone.
And it's weird that they have it's weird. I feel like there is a tendency in these Korean films to have like a pretty boy as the action hero.
Well, yeah, you gotta have people. It's that appeals to a whole other quadrant, you know? You want to make
this guy was literally
movie.
A singer who got his start on a talent show, Superstar K.
That's how they do it in Korea.
Yeah.
I'll just let the audience imagine, but here's a photo for Keo and Swanson. Yeah.
He looks like he would not do any action.
I do not. Yeah, this does not look like the face of a guy who would dive off of a ship with a knife in hand in order to stab the guy he was fighting who fell off.
And they're on a whole other level out there. They know something we don't. They've unlocked the secrets.
So yeah, I said that this is a prison ship, and that the cops get like attacked by the prisoners. But there's no real them teaming up and trying to kill the guy at any point, which you think would be like the logical plot development. That might be interesting to see. Kind of just wasted opportunity. This is a tune out.
Ooh, interesting.
This dog water. Sorry.
Too bad. I've already tuned in.
Okay, it's on Amazon. You can rent it for like $3.
I'm watching it as we speak.
Oh, Kio's very focused. Well, Stare, that sounds like a lot. It sounds like a fun time.
It was not.
I have some stuff. Latest season of
you
Rick
watched
and
stuff
Morty
too?
wrapped up a couple weeks ago. I finished that. It's good.
Okay.
I don't care.
Does it make you smile and laugh, Swanson? Or?
When are they going to
Yeah,
push
I mean,
World
you know,
Adventure 2?
We've entered the point in the show where some episodes hit and some episodes don't, and it's just fine all around.
Oh, so it's like the season 9 moment. Season 9 of The Simpsons moment.
Yeah, but I feel like we've already gotten to like the worst of Rick and Morty possibly, so I can't even imagine like that whole episode where I've talked about this before on the pod, but there's a whole episode.
Oh yeah, the incest episode.
The incest episode, yeah. So I don't know if you can get worse than that, because nothing in this season is worse than that. There are some stinkers. There's a whole episode based around the love life of Mr. Poopy Butthole. No one wants that. No one cares.
You can't say that name in good.
You can't say that name on Martin
company.
Luther King Day.
There's a whole episode based off of a throwaway gag from like 3 seasons ago. That one kind of stinks. But there's also good ones, like a whole episode where Rick has been feeding the family spaghetti, and Morty finds out that the spaghetti comes from a planet where people's organs spaghettify after they commit suicide.
Specifically suicide?
Oh no!
Specifically, they have to commit suicide.
Is it like really good spaghetti or something?
Yeah, it's like the best spaghetti ever made. And then it becomes a thing where the planet finds out about it and they start selling it.
Oh man, that's horrifying.
There's also an episode near the end. I think it's the finale of the season where Rick and Morty have become immune to all fear, and so they've experienced so much that they're not afraid of anything anymore, and so they get told that if they want to experience true fear, they got to go to a bathroom at a specific Denny's where there's a hole that you jump into, and it shows you your worst fear. It's fun.
Sounds like fun.
It was a fun episode. Spooky. Anyway, overall, I would say it's an alright season.
Okay, that's not what we say.
Sorry, light tune in.
There we go.
If you get mad when Swanson tries to qualify the tune-ins, you can email us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
But only when I do it.
And when I do it, it's good.
Also, you'll notice that the one thing I haven't mentioned at all is the new voices. It's because they're pretty much the exact same. Like, nothing has changed.
Yeah, it's got, fuck, I forgot his name. Never mind. I was going to say Troy something. The guy who's in
No, I actually don't know who these guys are that are voicing them, but they do a good job. It's 2 separate people, I guess. Other than that, let's see. What else did I watch? Oh, yeah. I finished a little show that we talked about last week on the pod called One Piece.
Wow.
The live-action version.
Okay, what happened? Did they find it?
They did not find it, no. From what I'm told, the show takes us right up to Arlong being defeated, which makes sense because that's what happens. The season, I mean. It was fun. It was a good time.
What happened to Buggy?
Buggy
D. Clown.
His head gets taken by Arlong, and he rats out the location of the boy of Luffy and the gang because he put his ear in Luffy's hat. and then he helps them break into Arlong's place, and then gets his body back and immediately dips.
Oh.
He says that, like, hey, listen, you'll give me my body and I'll help you guys. And Sanji's like, okay. And then Buggy's like, yeah, never mind.
So wait.
What if they did just find the One Piece at the end of the show?
At the end of this.
Who's in the crew at this point? Does Usopp show up?
Yeah, Usopp's here. He's like the comic relief guy. He gets one cool moment, I think.
Do they fight the guy who flash steps?
I don't recall that. Oh, wait, no. You mean the butler guy?
There's a guy who's like a jerk on the island during Usopp's arc who can flash step.
He has like Freddy Krueger claws?
I don't remember. I think he might be, yeah.
Yeah, they fight that guy. Usopp doesn't really do anything against him, but...
Yeah, you remember the guy who's like noob stomping on Usopp's island? Yeah, like the high level teleportation techniques.
Yeah, I remember this guy.
But he's not good enough for the actual major leagues.
Yeah, Luffy kicks Luffy kicks his ass.
Who goes to Usopp City for his action? That's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, what a loser.
Yeah, the show is nicely broken up into like little sort of mini arcs because you got, Luffy and Nami and Zoro all getting together, and then you got Buggy, and then you got Usopp, and you got Sanji, and then you got Arlong. So I don't know if that's like how the pattern goes in the show, but
is Arlong gross looking? Is he good looking?
No,
like CGI.
Oh no, I think it's practical effects.
Oh.
It looks like it looks like all of the fishmen have sort of practical makeup put on them.
But does it work?
Yeah, I think for the most part. I mean, it's a little weird, but I feel like not any weirder than anything else going on in the show.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Considering that there's a clown who can separate his body parts. Anyway, it's a cool show. I like it. I'm sure the anime's better. But yeah, I mean, it helps that you cast like some really good actors as like the lead, the main three. Zoro's pretty cool. Probably the coolest of the bunch. I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah, he's the coolest.
But he does get his shit rocked at one point.
But he is kind of racist.
Yeah.
Oh, he is? I don't remember that.
Well, yeah, there's a flashback.
Did I miss something?
Wasn't there a flashback to him, his island, and everyone there was black except for him? And he didn't fit in?
Sort of, I guess.
Well, yeah, there are memes about
color.
There were memes about Zoro being racist before the show, and that just poured fuel on the fire.
Interesting. I mean, the person he's meanest to is Sanji, who's decidedly not. He's just a white guy. Well, a white guy with a British accent, but...
He's a chef. That's like a specific kind of race.
Is it? Okay. That makes sense. A chef who, like, kicks real good.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a thing in the One Piece lore, honestly.
He comes from a race of chefs.
Yeah.
Of the backstories that we get, Sanji seems to be the most brutal. They have him and his mentor just sit alone on a rock for like months at a time, and then he goes and checks on his mentor, and his mentor's eating his leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. True facts.
Yeah, that's canon.
That's canon.
That's not a fabrication of the.
Like I thought Nami's story was pretty bad, but his is like that's pretty unnecessarily brutal, actually.
Well, I'm sure the rest of the crewmates don't have fucked up origins.
No.
He ate his own leg, but he gave all the food to Sanji, and he was just like, "Why'd you do that, man?" He's like, "Look, you're a young lad. You're gonna have a long life ahead of you. I'm an old guy here.
Just an old man." Yeah, that one was pretty messed up. Anyway, yeah, good show. Tune in.
Wait. Stair posted something that we need to discuss here.
No, we don't. We've all seen. Everyone listening to this has probably seen this.
I haven't seen this before.
Okay, I'm gonna say what happens right now. I'm gonna.
Let's read the text. With the proper
it's a One Piece meme that Stairmaster has posted that says if Luffy would order Zoro to suck his dick, he would do it. And true. Zoro, by the end of the season at least, Zoro seems like a man who would listen to anything Luffy told him to do.
But the best part of this little picture is just the screen cap of Luffy just looking so angry and intense.
I mean, fellas, haven't we all been there? Backed up, you know. Yeah, you know how it is.
You guys know
making
how
intense eye contact with your homie and ordering him.
Ordering your first mate to suck you off. Anyway, yeah, it's a good show. Tune in. Oh yeah, Garp is there too, and they have a whole scene with him and Luffy at the end of the show. That's cool. He's cool.
True.
You like that a lot?
It's true. They do meet.
That make you happy?
Happy. Yeah, I guess when he was all like, "I'm proud of you. You do your thing," or whatever. He doesn't say "I'm proud of you," but. And it's a cool show. Hopefully they keep it cool in the next one. It's a wonder what you can do when you have the actual creator of the thing making sure that you don't fuck it up.
Yeah, in between his 11 hours of work.
Yeah.
I mean,
and his weekly visit with
hours.
His family. Anyway, that's it for me, and that's it for this segment. So let's get to the news, huh?
Yeah. What happened?
Everybody's favorite movie review app, Letterboxd, is getting into the TV game.
Oh.
But later this year, they've announced that they're going to be officially adding TV shows to their slate of reviewable options.
They should just eat my entire ass with this.
Here's what I say, Letterboxd. Here's what I say to Letterboxd. Stay out of my territory. If I want to review a TV show, I'm going to do it on the podcast. Anyway, this is a weird move. I guess they're trying to capture more a wider net of people, but like, who's watching TV shows who's like, once they finished a season of a show, they're like, it's time for me to get online and
log this
real quick. It's different with a movie because a movie is not as much of a time sink.
Because movies are artistic milestones. Except for the bad ones.
Yes.
Well, all television is just slop for the pigs.
That's right. Breaking Bad, slop. Sopranos, slop it up. The Wire, extra sloppy. Anyway, yeah, the announcement comes as after the founders of Letterboxd recently sold their significant shares of the company. A controlling stake was bought by a Canadian investment firm called Tiny.
Firm.
They have some new ideas for a brand new direction for this movie website. What if we made the website something different?
Yes, but hey, to hear them say it, listen, they're not trying to change the game, okay? They want to keep things as exciting as it was before, just with some new added bonuses that may or may not help the actual product. Here's what one of them has to say. One of the members of Tiny, the quote-unquote investment firm. The main pushback around the idea of adding TV is that our community is perhaps scared that the film logging may be overrun by people binge-watching Friends. However, he argues that introducing TV without disrupting the experience of people already using it is our key factor here.
So they say that it's... So they introduce the problem, and then don't actually offer a solution.
That's right. So, look, I hope you guys look forward to me logging every single season of The Sopranos multiple times on my Letterboxd page.
And by which you mean me, because Kio's too afraid to have his movie takes judged.
Well, because Kio would use Letterboxd twice a year.
That'd be a big event.
Yeah, I would post like a 3-star review for like the original Spider-Man movie, where my commentary is like a comma.
Well, people would be mad at you if you did that, Kio. You cannot. Come on, man. It's got Willem Dafoe. You're really going to give it 3 stars.
I might.
Don't
I
you
haven't
dare.
watched it for a while.
Ooh.
Okay, what if I did this? What if I gave the original Spider-Man 3 stars, Spider-Man 2 4 stars, and Spider-Man 3 5 stars?
I think you would be banned.
That is a good bit. That is a good bit.
I think once they figured out what you were doing, you'd be taken out back and executed. And you deserve it.
I feel like Letterboxd is too hostile of a place for me to really vibe there.
Well, Stairs making it seem like it's hostile, but odds are pretty good that you would post that and nobody would say anything to you ever.
Nobody would ever read the review that just says nothing.
You would get like 5 likes and then nobody would say anything.
I'm gonna make a new persona who's like, I don't know, what's a good name for a guy who watches a lot of movies?
Ultimate
Kevin.
Film Man.
Ultimate Film Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like my whole shtick is that you have to really, really impress me to get 5 stars. Most movies.
You should be one of those guys who posts on whose Letterboxd profile lays out what each like number means to them. 5, amazing. 4.4.5, great. 4, pretty good. 3.5.
I don't think. No,
Okay.
I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't waste my time with that kind of breakdown. I would simply say most films did not deserve my time, and like.
That's
make
pretty based.
What if there's a Letterboxd? What if you do like a style Letterboxd review where you pick a film and you review it and you say like, if you give it like 4 stars, you're like, it's good. And that's it.
I would not give a movie. It would be very difficult to get a 4-star review from
no, I'm not saying Kevin. I'm saying this is a different type of Letterboxd guy.
I'm just saying it's good. 4 stars.
Yeah, and that's all you say is it's good. That's the review. And then like you watch a bad one, you like give it like 2 stars. You're like, it's bad or not good.
Well, I'm thinking Ultimate Film Kevin would pretty much be that guy, but he would just give a bunch of low scores. Like I would watch The Godfather and give it 2 stars, and the review would just say trite.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would. I feel like you'd become king of Letterboxd pretty quick.
Or maybe I'd be a little bit more detailed. I would say like trite at this point or something.
Like you watch like 2001: A Space Odyssey, and you're like amateurs.
Yeah, amateurs. Period. 2.5 stars.
And then like you review like Shrek, 5 stars. Masterpiece.
Or I would watch the original Spider-Man, and I'll give it 2 stars, and my review would simply say Marvel, period.
Anyway, so what would you review Friends? The television show coming to Letterboxd this year.
1.5 stars.
Okay, yeah.
And their review would say, classic sitcom, not for me, period.
Classic sitcom, needs less Chandler.
That's pretty fair.
R.I.P.
So yeah, Letterboxd, it's gonna be gone soon. Enjoy while it lasts.
Yeah, it's gonna get...
we keep doing this doom saying, we're like, oh, this is gonna be over, blah, 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 but then the thing about these websites is that they're not buying a service when they get bought out. Like, Elon did not purchase Twitter, he purchased hostages.
Yeah, true. No, Letterboxd isn't going to be gone. It's just going to be enshittified.
Yes. It'll be like...
It'll still be there. People will still be using it because that's what they're currently using, and they will continue to use it. That's my point.
Right.
So even though, Twitter is, from what I can tell, it's devolved quite a bit, and it's now difficult to find what you're looking for on there. And every post is filled with these garbage replies. And you know what I'm talking about. People are still using it. They did not stop using it.
It doesn't help that the best alternative is like Blue Sky, which doesn't even let you post like videos.
Or like Mid-Sky. Well, they don't let you post videos anymore on Twitter. You have to hotlink it. You can't upload directly from the hard drive because it was too powerful.
Also, there's ads on every video that you look at on Twitter.
Not
regardless of the time of the ads.
Not if you got uBlock.
Oh, uBlock.
Well, I'm just waiting for the day that they start, like, stopping me from using websites with ad block on, because then I'll have a lot more free time on my hands because I'll quit using them.
Anyway, the moral of this story is never trust an investment firm.
Maybe next year.
Speaking of maybe next year, a show, not dadcore, I would say. I think this is boomercore.
No.
CBS Standby, perhaps the most popular show on television. I don't know if that's still the case anymore. NCIS is getting a prequel series.
Never heard of it.
I feel like NCIS is more momcore. My mom watched it.
Yeah, my mom also watched it. I feel like my parents watched it though. It's like a boomercore show.
Oh yeah, but moms have the power to drag dads into things in a way dads do not.
It's true. The network has given a series order to NCIS Origins, which, contrary to the name of the show, will not be investigating the origins of the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, but will instead follow the early life of series mainstay, who, as I looked into this, he's no longer on the show, but series mainstay Jethro Gibbs, the commanding officer for the first 19 seasons of the show.
Still running, currently.
Yes, yeah. Original NCIS, by the way, is still on the air. 21st season coming soon. This prequel series...
You think they would have solved all the crime by now?
All the naval crime.
All the naval crime, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, this... let me just read through the what you think of this prequel series, and let me tell you... If you feel like you're getting a little sort of, if it's reminding you of another CBS show about a younger version of a character, let's say. Okay,
oh, no.
Maybe I've played my hand a bit, but we'll see. NCIS Origins will follow Gibbs as he starts his career as a newly minted special agent at the fledgling NCIS Camp Pendleton office, where he forges a place on the gritty ragtag team led by NCIS legend Mike Franks. According to the logline of the show, there will be a young Gibbs, but also regular Gibbs, played by Mark Harmon, will be
traveling through
will
time.
be narrating the events of the show.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's like young Sheldon.
Yeah, but he kills people.
This is young Sheldon, but for Gibbs.
I heard that Young Sheldon is an excellent television program.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, you should die.
Oh, I didn't say those words. I said that I had watched it and that my girlfriend thinks it's good.
Oh.
That's what I said at the time, yeah.
Yeah, she's been vindicated, and now NCIS is proving her exactly right.
Well, I don't know that this will be a show that we'll be watching, but NCIS Origins, of course, is yet another in a long line of NCIS spin-offs. NCIS, of course, its own spin-off of popular at the time, which was 20 years ago, legal drama JAG.
Which I don't think people remember anymore.
No, I think it's one of the rare cases where the spin-off has surpassed the regular show in all
You mean rip-off?
Yeah.
They're not in the same continuity, are they? That'd be crazy.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think they exist in the same universe.
Yeah, the one we live in. This is all just things that happened.
But of course, NCIS had a trio of US-based spin-offs: NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS New Orleans, and of course, NCIS Hawaii. But now they
NCIS Gainesville.
But now, of course, they've branched off with an international spin-off. Don't think about why it's international. It's a US-based company. It's based off of the military. But NCIS Sydney has just premiered.
I don't.
Couple that with the original flavors still going around, and of course this new Young Gibbs program, and you've got yourself a whole heap and helping of NCIS to keep your mom and dad well fed in these cold winter months. Anyway, I think it's safe to say that NCIS Origins probably will not be covered here on the show, but I thought it was worth talking about.
We're going to watch it.
We're not going to watch it.
You're going to be lucky if I even remember it comes out.
I'm going to go on strike if we don't watch it.
I'm going to go on strike if we don't watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
I'm going to go on strike with Stairmaster in solidarity.
Hell yeah.
Oh, guys, this is so last year.
You're
no one's striking anymore.
Yeah, nobody cares about Legend of the Galactic Heroes anymore. 2024,
Is that how this works when you try to go on strike? they're just like, this is so last year, guys. Come on.
Well, yeah. If you consider me as like the boss, then yeah, that's what happens. Is the boss is like, hey guys, you don't want to strike.
We do consider you to be the boss, Swanson. You're always ordering us around, making us bring you coffee.
Yeah, saying like, hey, test your audio. It's time to record. I'm always coming around the Kio's like cubicle and being like, "Where's that Dark Swanson? Where's that Dark Swanson report?"
Wait, you're acknowledging the existence of Dark Swanson?
What'd I just say?
You're talking about Dark Swanson report.
Yeah, where's that report?
He's real.
Huh?
Yeah, he was going to put me inside of a pizza oven today or something.
Ooh.
He's going to put you in a pizza oven. Let me write that down. That's a good idea. Save that for later.
It's a bad idea.
Anyway, NCIS Origins coming soon. The origins of the podcast. Available now. Go watch it. Go listen to episode 1.
Maybe don't. I don't think you need to go that far back.
I mean, you can listen to literally any episode you want, ever. We're not stopping you.
Yeah, when we were first starting out, Swanson was so unsure of himself, so nervous, so confused. He was like, TV? What? What's going on, guys?
unlike my assured self now, definitely don't ever get confused about what I'm doing next. Speaking of, it's time for a segment near and dear to people's hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Kiorein.
I'll hit the theme, Stair.
Oh.
Yeah.
All
Alright, welcome.
Oh, okay.
It was a little surprise, like right when you thought it was done. It's not done. Welcome to Trailer Blazers, where we watch a trailer for an upcoming program and we talk about it. This week, we watched a trailer for Tokyo Vice Season 2, a former episode of the pod. Yeah, it's a show. It's coming back.
Yeah, but the magic's lost.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I didn't finish Season 1.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, and I don't think Michael Mann's back on this boy.
No, I think he was busy with Ferrari when this was being when this was filming, I'm assuming.
I still need to go see that, but I probably won't now that COVID's back.
I've heard it's good.
I heard
the Ferrari,
it too.
not the COVID.
Well, I heard that from the standpoint of viruses, this virus is very good at reproducing in humans.
That's what I've heard is bad about viruses. What's good at not reproducing is this show and reproducing my enthusiasm when I watched the first episode. Because I don't care. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't care about that crazy-ass white boy anymore.
Yeah, basically, for those who don't feel like listening to our old episode on Tokyo Vice, this show follows Ansel Elgort as a guy who gets to become a reporter, a journalist, if you will, in a Japanese newspaper, and then gets involved with the Yakuza. And
yeah, you should just watch
1,
Michael Mann's The Insider instead. It's shorter in runtime and it's better.
Is the Yakuza involved in that?
No, I mean, when you think about it, tobacco companies are basically the American Yakuza.
Oh, expand on that.
No.
The show itself
my David
is
Lynch
fine.
era.
Yeah, a chuckle and a no, yeah. The show itself is fine. It's just, it really spins its wheels after a while.
I feel like everything they're showing in this trailer is stuff that we should have gotten through entirely in the first season.
Well, here's
There
the
was some
thing, Kyo.
murder in this first season.
The stuff they're showing in this feels like stuff that we did already go through in the first season. And they're just like sort of just replaying it. A different flavor.
Yeah. There was a part where he was like, "They told me to stop reporting or they're gonna kill me." Like, didn't that happen or something already?
I don't think it actually did.
No.
But that show is what impacted Ed that I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't even really tell you where we left off on the show. I just know that, like, there's a very protracted love triangle between him, a Yakuza member, and some blonde lady.
Eastern European woman.
Yeah.
Who's trying
That
to
goes
get
on
out,
for a really
trying
long
to start
time.
her own hostess club.
Yeah. Anyway, we gave it a tune-in at the time, although now I would say, don't really. We don't really talk a lot about how every now and again we encounter a retroactive tune-out. And I think this is one of those examples.
Should we?
Yeah, I mean,
is it right to retroactively tune out?
No, we tuned in at the time. It counts as a tune-in. I'm just saying, like, in retrospect, maybe don't.
I mean, I think we would have different scores for a lot of things if we watched the entire season instead of just the first episode.
Definitely. There are things that I've heard are good that we tuned out on. White Lotus is a big one.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, another huge one.
People like Silo.
People like For All Mankind. Do you guys remember that show? That show is apparently very popular.
What is that?
That was the space one.
The one where the
it's
Russians
like
win this moon race.
Yeah. It's been on for 4 seasons now, and apparently it's a very popular sci-fi show.
Yeah,
That's
they're
just tune
now
out.
Al Gore's president.
That's still a tune out. I'm not watching that.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we've tuned out of that has come back to be more culturally relevant than stuff we've tuned in on.
Despite not watching any of those 4 seasons, based on me not liking that first episode, I'm standing by my tune out on that.
Okay.
And listen, that's just what you get when you tune in to TV tuners. You know what I'm saying?
Hubris.
Yeah, that's right. We're certainly not about to go do the exact same thing in just a minute by talking about one episode of a show and judging it completely. But that's kind of the whole deal, huh? You gotta listen. Your time is valuable, and we're watching a show so you don't have to, or so you do have to.
And we promise our recap won't take as long as the runtime of the episode.
We're barely watching a show, so you don't have to barely watch it.
Correct. Anyway, we won't be barely watching season 2 of Tokyo Vice. Tune out.
But we will be barely watching Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's right. We watched a show, and now we're going to talk about it. Yu Yu Hakusho is the latest live-action adaptation of a popular anime series. This one follows Yusuke Urameshi, who finds himself deceased and travels to the spirit world, where he's hired as a spirit detective to take on various evils that plague the world. Mostly demons. So I think it's almost exclusively demons.
Yep.
And during all of this, he encounters some friends along the way. Not in this episode, but... did Yu Yu Hakusho bring you back to life?
Thank you for waking me up?
Or did Yu Yu Hakusho thank you for waking me up? Or did it leave you to sleep forever?
This is...
It's alright.
Oh, okay, so, there's the issue of tone here. I feel like this is a lot more dour than Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, that...
Yeah, I agree. I think it's more dour in tone and also in look. It's very staid.
We get Netflix lighting, even though this is a Japanese production company.
Yeah, this is a Japanese production that Netflix has sort of produced, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Netflix has agreed to host.
Sponsored?
Yeah, it's a Japanese production that Netflix has decided to host or sponsor, or however you want to say it. Release.
And yeah, you can see that in the lighting, I guess. They probably had some dictates.
Yeah.
But this wasn't, made by Netflix.
No, this was not made by Netflix. Netflix is essentially just deciding to release it. So, yeah, this is it's a Japanese production. I did, out of curiosity, decide to... after I watched the first episode with the sub, I decided to see what the English dub was like, because I remember the last time we watched a non-English language program on the show, all the way back when we watched Squid Game, and the English dub that Netflix had produced for that was abysmal.
Oh, I was going to hope for a second they got the Funimation guys to voice them. That would have been swell.
I will say that the dub for this, I was expecting I was hoping to have something fun to clown on, but it's well done. It's fine. It pretty much syncs up with what happens in the Japanese version.
I got bad news. The guy who voices Hiei in the dub, Chuck Harbour, he's totally anti-vax, right-winger, and ostracized from the community now.
See, this is why I was always a Kurama man.
Also voiced Android 17.
It's no good.
That's
this is why us Kurama stans are always
we're eating good.
What is up with dub voice actors and just being a big problem? Huh?
I think it's... Hold on one second. I think it had something to do with the fact that Funimation was a Texan company owned by Rick Santorum or whatever. No. What's Rick Santorum?
Yeah. Wait, what? That's impossible.
You mean Rick Perry?
No, it was not Rick Perry. Was it? I know it was
Rick Perry's the Texas guy. Santorum's from Pennsylvania.
I think it was Santorum.
I can't imagine Rick Santorum being involved in anything close to anime.
Yeah, true.
It was like how what's his name for Trump made his living off Seinfeld syndication. The guy that everyone thought was his evil architect. His Karl Rove. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name. Someone probably is screaming it as we speak.
Yeah, Jin Fukunaga, the owner of the guy who established Funimation, was co-founder and manager of Echolite Studios, a Texas-based Christian television production company run by Rick Santorum.
Oh my
Echolite
God.
initially shared office space with Funimation.
I love how even when these shitty-ass politicians leave office, they decide to just make more shit. There's like, how can I make something worse for everybody?
So they shared office space, but he was not involved in Funimation directly, right?
Yeah, could you imagine Rick Santorum making the 4Kids dubs? Anyway, so before we dive into the actual episode we watched here, let's talk about we've all experienced Yu Yu Hakusho, right? We all grew up around the same time. We all watched, because this was like when this came out, this was like, oh, edgier Dragon Ball Z. It's Dragon Ball Z, but they say damn and bastard.
I have a confession to make about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, you're gonna make me mad, I bet.
I also have a confession, but let Keel go first.
I watched the first few episodes and got bored and never watched it again.
Oh, okay. Let's kill this guy. My confession is, no, I was not marketed to like that, Swanson. It just came on one day because I was staying up late watching TV, and I was just shown episode 1 without any context. I was just like, wow, this is cool.
I can't, Keo, I'm so mad that you never even experienced Toguro.
Which one?
Elder Toguro, of course.
Elder Toguro is the evil one.
Is Younger's the buff one?
Yes, and Elder Toguro is the Weasley one.
Yeah.
Common mistake.
Right, of course.
He didn't even get to the one where they had to fight the 5 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I barely watched it. I was just... I think I tried to watch it on 2 separate occasions, and where it got around to the point where he
came back
gets
to
revived,
life.
I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm satisfied.
You know what's crazy is that they even cut out parts from the manga when adopting that. He went on even more adventures.
Wow. No, yeah. I can't say I had the same experience, Keo. Yu Yu Hakusho got me from pretty much the first episode. I was like, this guy's dead?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's coming back to life? All right.
It also helped that the dub is pretty good.
So yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho, the original opens up with him dying and having to do some trials to be brought back to life, but this is a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that first episode is sort of here in bits and pieces. And
also, tonally, so we went back to it's more dour, more grim. We don't get a cheery pop song with 90s anime characters flying around on brooms and running across the landscapes.
Yeah, by the way, listen, that theme song, All Timer,
even dubbed,
so good so good that they never changed it during the run of the anime. They were just like, why mess with a good thing?
Yeah.
But in this we don't get really any intro music. It's just sort of a weird sort of some dialogue from Konma?
Koenma.
Koenma is giving some dialogue, and that's it.
Because he's Lord Enma's son.
Oh yes, Koenma, get it. I got it.
King Enma's son.
Yeah, we get some weird, like, he explains some stuff to us in the intro, and that's it.
Which is also stuff that did not show up in, like, the first 6 or so episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Right. Yeah, they have to condense a lot of stuff because not only is this a live-action adaptation, but it's also only 5 episodes long.
Which is strange for Netflix.
5 episodes, and they get to Toguro.
That's not Toguro. That's just like...
No, younger Toguro does show up.
He did?
Yeah, him and Yusuke fight at the end of... Spoilers. They fight at the end of the season. Like, younger Toguro is...
Wait, is that the guy with Hiei?
I don't think, but...
Is that the guy with Hiei and Kurama? I thought that was just the one guy who... No, it's like the one guy who dies.
Yeah, that's the generic guy who dies, I think.
Yeah. But it is very cool when he killed him, remember? And he does the spirit gun directly in his mouth.
By the way, if you're looking for the spirit gun in this episode, no spirit gun.
They feel like they make you think he's going to do it.
They spend so long on that fight scene, he doesn't even spirit gun the guy. I mean, I guess he would kill him. So it's a good thing he didn't. But
maybe. I don't know what the rules here are.
It's true. Like, I thought when he ripped the thing out, he was going to throw it and spirit gun it.
No, they're saving the spirit gun, okay? We can't have that on the first episode.
It's true. It costs money.
It's episode 2. He fights what's his name for the orb.
Oh, then he spirit guns. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, basically we get the introduction that you would expect, you know. We see Yusuke Urameshi. The ambulance is going off. Then he sees his body. And he's like, huh? Finds out that he's dead. Cut back 4 hours earlier. We get introduced about all the Yusuke. He's a delinquent, but he's got a good heart.
It feels so weird that we have to explain this.
It's pretty much just Yu Yu Hakusho, guys. I don't like this first half of the episode is essentially just the same first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. Nothing is there's a little bit different here and there. But.
Yes, because the truck isn't just like a random happenstance of day-to-day life that allows Yusuke to show off his true heart of gold.
No, it's just a little demon fly has come out from the sinkhole, which I think in this point in the actual show, the sinkhole has not been talked about at all.
Yeah, and also the sinkhole isn't in the city in the original.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's like in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. So yeah, this little demon creature comes and infects a driver.
Yeah, also he's listening to the theme song. Or an instrumental version.
Yeah. Yeah, he's...
Yeah, they teased us with it. Why would they do that?
It's a little cheeky. A little cheeky tease. Real quick.
Like,
before we continue
on. Did they think they're too good for that theme song?
I think it just doesn't fit the vibe they're going for with this show.
Yeah,
which they're correct, but...
Why did they go for this vibe?
They should have just done, like, the style of the, like... Imagine if they had done, like, a colorful intro like the Yu Yu Hakusho ones. That would be fun.
Oh, that would be... See, that's the problem. That'd be weird to see in live action. Remember Cowboy Bebop's intro?
It's true, but I mean... Yeah. I guess it would be weird to see in live action. I don't know. There's something better than this. This needs, like, some style to it that is missing.
So, Yusuke's a high school student who smokes and gets into fights.
Yeah.
I really don't think Cowboy Bebop looked bad. I think the writing was just really bad.
It didn't look great.
It didn't help.
I mean, the choreography wasn't good, but it looked fine. Just the writing was so bad.
Honestly, I would say the intro is probably the part that they adapted the best. Which is saying something about the show itself, but...
It looked like something on YouTube that the fans would make and that would go viral briefly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't like dreadful or anything. It was just it was a little awkward, but it was okay.
What do we think about the person playing Yusuke? Are they doing a good job here? What do you guys think? I think they're fine. Capital F, fine.
I don't know what it is about.
I think he's a little subdued for the role. Like,
yeah, I need him yelling more. Yeah, he needs to yell more.
Well, Yusuke's like kind of. I don't know if he's like loud voluminously, but there is a grouchiness to him that isn't getting covered across here. A surliness, I would say.
I think there's a vibe. There's like, this isn't grouchiness so much as it's like, there's like a fine line between like grouchiness and like just being like mumbly, like mad.
Yeah.
Brooding.
He's brooding and he's supposed to be grouchy. Yusuke's like permanently pissed off.
He's a bit, feels like he's a bit reactive. Too much for my taste, in my view.
We also get Kuwabara here, and listen, all I'm going to say is...
The actor understood the assignment.
Hashtag not my Kuwabara.
Oh.
Just in look. I'm talking solely in look. I get it. You can't... Kuwabara's hair is physically impossible.
They could have given him a more pompadour.
But they don't even give him the color of the hair.
Well, at least it's blonde.
Doesn't he have red? I thought it was red.
I don't think he's naturally redhead. I think he just dyed it because he's a delinquent.
That makes sense. Anyway, the guy does understand the assignment of playing Kuwabara, though. I will give you that. He does a great job of playing Kuwabara. It's just listen. That guy came on screen. I was like, "Is that Kuwabara?" And
Swanson was like, "Why is this a white guy?"
Yeah. Obviously, this
listen
guy
to last week's
Kuwabara.
Episode if you need more context.
I said that off camera. Off.
Oh,
I said that
shit.
off just to mess with
Fuck.
Stairmaster.
I'm sorry.
Stairmaster just outing Swanson out here.
But yes, I was messing with Stairmaster by insisting that Kuwabara was a white man.
Messing with me.
Well, it did get you angry.
Keo, you heard him. He had conviction in his voice. He really believed it.
Yeah, he thought that Kuwabara was just...
Oh my god.
It's the white transfer student whose name was Kuwabara.
Yeah.
Like some kind of cryptid in the streets of Japan, just a white boy delinquent whose full
name is Kazuma Kuwabara.
Yeah. He's fully immersed in Japanese culture, but he's a white boy.
Yeah. So him and Yusuke fight. Yusuke beats him up, leaves.
As is to be expected.
Right. Correct. Basically the whole deal happens. We cut back to he gets hit by the ambulance after the demon fly has taken over the ambulance driver. He gets hit in place of a little boy.
Yeah.
And gets resurrected. Or gets offered the chance to be resurrected once he encounters Botan.
I don't like this actress, what she's doing with the character either. But I think that might just be a scripting choice. A choice in the adaptation.
Hashtag not my Botan.
Oh yeah, Yusuke's mom is a real baddie. Did not expect that.
It's true, because she's like she has zero presence in the anime.
Yes.
Yeah, so he goes and meets the whole crew in Spirit Land. And they're like,
and by whole crew you mean
the
just
two
one
people.
guy.
It's just one guy who's not a baby.
Yeah.
He's sexy from the jump in this one.
This was a very odd choice because he's just like a man, but he has like a little teeny tiny pacifier prop in his mouth.
Well, this does happen later in the show, Kyo.
But we see him as a baby, but then he becomes a man and he keeps the pacifiers.
It's a completely different vibe if
I guess you're right. Yeah, it's a completely different deal when he just has it as a grown man.
And it's a completely different deal when the guy driving the truck is possessed by a demon and isn't just, like, overworked and underslept. Right. Well, actually, no. In the show, the kid is just playing with the soccer ball and Yusuke tells him not to.
Yeah. He tells him not to play in the street, it's just like and then he catches him later doing it.
Yeah, so it's not even really the truck driver's fault in the original.
No.
It's just a thing that happens. It's just like a random event.
Which is why that's the whole reason he gets picked to be the spirit detective.
Oh, no, they gave him the opportunity to be resurrected, and he didn't get picked for spirit detective until after he's back.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're like, hey, this was a freak incident. This is crazy stuff, but we saw you were a cool dude, so,
we gave you a chance to make up for all the other assholery you did.
Yeah.
But in this, it's like, oh, everything is just demon stuff already.
It's all part of
he's
the
immediately offered, like, hey, there's no Koenma isn't like, hey, listen, we've seen what you can do, and I feel like you got the skills necessary. He's just like, yeah, you'll do. Like, it just seems like they picked the next, like, Koenma was just like, all right, the next person who dies is going to be our new spirit detective.
It isn't like things went horribly wrong with the last spirit detective.
Right.
Hint, hint.
Well, I wonder if we'll ever find out in this show. But yeah, he gets offered, and it is a very Yusuke response where he's just like, no. And just leaves. So he experiences, we get, this is also stuff that happened in the first episode of the show where he experiences like his own funeral, sees people who actually care about him. They don't have the scene that I remember from the first episode where Kuwabara is like crying. Kuwabara is there though. But yeah, he.
No, they gotta include the bully kid plot line, and they gotta cut that for narrative economy reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, this kid is.
So we just get him screaming at the sky instead.
This kid's getting bullied, and Kuwabara steps in, gets his ass kicked again. And then the fly comes and takes over this kid. This kid goes crazy with it. This kid's going wild.
Yeah, it's like a Project Wolf hunting situation.
Yeah, he's beating people up. He's doing all crazy sorts of stuff.
This goes on for a really long time, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool when people fight, but...
This goes on for a long time, and it's before the fight scene go. Like, this is like even the fight scene between the possessed boy and Yusuke goes on forever. But this goes on also a very long time. Like, how many times, like, I don't need to see these guys get beat up that much. So,
and then somehow Yusuke's house catches on fire because a motorcycle exploded.
There's a lot of...
Which is also from the original.
Yeah, that part's from the original, but I feel like there's like 60% more explosions added to this.
Well, yeah, we skip over the low-key, him just trying to redeem himself stuff.
And yeah, we jump right into like he's got to learn how to do spirit energy stuff. And
in the manga, there is a cut chapter where he does come back to life for a day, but he's got to keep his secret, and he gets wrapped up in like a gang battle between Kuwabara and another school's gang.
See, that's fun. And I mean, like, I like this fight scene between Yusuke and the possessed boy. It just goes forever. Like, there's maybe, like, you could cut some stuff out of this fight scene, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, like half of it.
I mean, it's good choreography, but it's too much.
Yeah. Basically,
you gotta get tired after a while. It's not like the Raid 2.
Basically, the boy gets, like, a little hook hand and starts, like, the effects on this are pretty cool in, like, a gross out way.
Yeah. Yeah, the West is doomed. We can't compete with this, but still.
I mean, like, the way the face contorts on this poor boy. Yeah. It's cool.
Going back to the pacing, I think of the final fight from the Raid 2, which goes on for like 7 minutes, and they're fighting in the kitchen, but that's like constantly upping the stakes.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with this fight scene.
Yeah.
It's like after the second time where it seems like he's going to learn how to use his spirit abilities and he doesn't, and they just keep fighting. Like after the third explosion, I think is when you need to like start being like, all right, maybe the fight's going on too long.
It reminds me of the live-action Bleach film, where Ichigo fights Byakuya. You know how that goes in the original, like 7 seconds flat, he's done.
Yeah.
But in the movie, it's like a full-on minute of him desperately trying to push his sword against Byakuya and screaming dramatically.
Yeah, that seems like
it just ruins the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, and
a little bit of that here.
And listen, mate, would I be a little more forgiving if I had gotten some spirit gun at the end? Maybe. But instead, he does like a spirit punch. And then crushes the fly with his hand. He's like, we've seen him punch. That's not new. You just put Adobe After Effects on it. Just because there's a little bit of a little shimmer in his punch. I'm here for this Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm here for the spirit gun. Damn it.
I mean, it is cool when he's punching and kicking, but
yeah,
not for 15 minutes consecutively.
Yeah, it's a cool fight scene for, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes, but it lasts like 15. But anyway, Yusuke saves the day. Everyone's happy. He's back. He's alive. People go nuts. He's gonna become a spirit detective.
Koenma explains the plot of the season. Yeah. We're doing the 3 artifacts arc. We cut to these Call of Duty guys getting owned by goblins.
Yeah, we cut to like the putty patrol. And this was listen, I was hooting and hollering when my boy Kurama showed up, so this ending was fun. Also because, you get to see them actually do their thing, unlike Yusuke. That's it.
Yeah. I can't believe they're going to have a fight Toguro at the end of the season.
That's the thing. You have to go through so much in 5 episodes to have him fight Toguro.
I know they skip over the old lady arc. He doesn't fight the one evil monk guy. The bald guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's in here.
And they don't have to... That one guy who takes over the city with the evil gas. And they have to go with storm his fort.
Yeah, he's not here either.
And they don't have to rescue the princess either from the tower. And we don't get Yusuke being problematic to trans people.
Oh yeah, that was no good.
Which is a very shocking reversal because the author Togashi has done like a complete 180 as one of the best figures for representing trans people in Shonen Jump.
Yeah, but I mean, this was the early 90s.
Yeah.
Makes some sense. Anyway, I mean, that's pretty much it for this sort of live-action version of Yu Yu Hakusho. Not a whole lot in the middle because most of it is just 2 real long, drawn-out fight scenes.
Okay, well, I have a question for Stairmaster, though.
Yes?
How would you feel if at the end of this, they had Togashi come out on camera and say, he announced that he was working so hard on this that he was not able to do Hunter x Hunter.
I'd probably quit I would probably quit the podcast if that happened.
What's that have to do with the podcast?
I would just be so disgusted with the show. I could not talk about it. About Yu Yu Hakusho, the live action show.
Makes sense.
So, Yu Yu Hakusho, it's better than Cowboy Bebop, it's better than the Bleach movie. It's worse than One Piece.
I think you summed it up pretty well.
I don't think you should make a live-action TV show about a battle shonen. Especially if you're going to cut out all the parts that aren't battle shonen, it would work well for a TV show. Live-action TV show.
Yeah, I think... Or, here's my thing. If you're going to adapt it, don't start rushing stuff. I get it. You only got 5 episodes. You want to get to the thing people like, Toguro. People are always chanting they want some Toguro. But
yeah, but now what are you gonna do after now that you fought Toguro?
Yeah, what's next?
Chapter Black?
It seems too soon to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they fought Toguro. That's what happens after.
That's what I mean. It seems like you can't just jump to that. Like, but yeah.
You're going from Frieza to the Majin Buu arc. That's what we're doing here.
I feel like there's some good, there's some bad in this, but overall, I would probably say tune out.
I would say tune out as well.
Yeah, that's an easy tune out.
It's just it's a lot of just overlong fighting and not enough investment in these people that I'm supposed to care about.
And you know what? Because they skip right to the shonen part, the battle shonen, Boten's immediately part of the Greek choir instead of getting to be part of, the going-ons.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, nothing.
As a feminist, I cannot abide by this. So that's true. A tune out for me.
Also, Koenma should have been a baby. So that's a tune out for this live-action Yu Yu Hakusho. And listen, guys, that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show. Next week on the pod, we're going to be traveling to the wonderful world of Pokemon as we watch various Pokemon enjoy some time at the Pokemon Concierge. So until next week, when we're hanging out with our favorite Pokemon, we'll see you then. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, I've got some really devastating TV Tuners facts for the week. Did you know that Stairmaster is responsible for overworking Yoshihiro Togashi as he worked on the hit series Yu Yu Hakusho, ending in its early end? And he's also responsible for his health problems, causing him to put Hunter x Hunter on hiatus. And yes, it's called Hunter x Hunter with the X. Yes?
No. He did that to himself by laying on his stomach to draw.
You told him to do that.
It was his idea. He said it was more comfortable.